Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to MSNBC, my snarky news broadcasting channel. My name, of course, is Antoine the Great, and I have been joined by my two beautiful co-hosts, Wren from Wrenelations and Shitlord Anonymous.
Hey, guys.
And even though she doesn't have her camera on, we've also been joined by Ishtar from her own Twitch stream, and where she plays Sarah on Army of Snarkness right here every Thursday on Help the Guildless. How's it going, ladies?
I look like a hot mess, so you're just gonna have to deal with no camera.
Well, a hot mess is still a mess.
Yep, and nobody wants to see a mess.
Oh, hot mess is still hot.
That is true. There is the...
Okay, that was a smooth line. How come you didn't come up with a smooth line like that, Antoine?
Because I was giving in to your wishes of you not being on camera.
Yeah, but that doesn't change the fact that you could have, thrown out that smooth, slick line. I mean, if Wren threw that line at me at a bar, I'd be going home with her.
That's alright, I have a camera.
Raystone, I am feeling much better now. Thank you.
Oh, Ben sees asking when Anton will come out of the closet. Ben, be nice.
Well,
Raystone goes, surrender, you can't win this, just duck and throw chocolate at her.
You know, you're not wrong. Excuse me. Ben,
duck and throw the Haagen-Dazs.
Yeah. Ben, I'm already halfway out of the closet. What more do you want?
Apparently, he wants to take you away from the feminine side of things. He can't handle the competition.
Optimus, Antoine will not be on camera. So,
which is a shame, because he's cute. But
yeah, you say that.
I do say that.
So, speaking of people in the chat, let's say hello to some people, shall we? Let's see who we have here. Tom Leach says first, and he's also the best. Can't argue with that. How's it going, Tom? Anti-Hero Broadcasters here. Ray Stone.
That guy? Oh, yeah. Man.
Ben C. Trashfire. How's it going, guys? Let's see. We got Optimus Prime, Draconeth, Zar. Oof. It's a full house.
Guys.
How's it going, everyone?
Long pause.
Yes.
Again,
We're
Optimus...
waiting for people to answer us, and we can't hear them.
Antihero says, you guys are aware that Antoine can't be on camera, right? See, he understands these things.
It'd just be a one matrix code. It really would be all of a mess.
So, how has your week been, ladies?
Good.
It has been acceptable.
Acceptable. So we have
Yes.
a good. So I'm assuming... Well, let's start with the good. We'll deal with the acceptable. I assume that your bathroom is done, then?
It's not gonna be done till June.
What?
Jesus
Are you
Christ.
kidding me?
Well, turns out we have a plumber that doesn't have the tools to install a top sink, like not an inset sink, but a top sink, into a countertop. It's a plumber that doesn't have the ability to make a drain for that.
It's a plumber who doesn't have the ability to do his job?
That's what it sounds like.
Holy crap, Wren. What did you guys do? Go to the Clowns R Us and get your people?
No, this was supposed to be a really highly rated plumber. And at first he seemed like he was, but there's a number of things he can't do.
Highly rated by who? The Three Stooges?
Our area, because he's one of 3 plumbers.
So he's
3.
one of 3. So he's highly rated because the other 2 suck more than he does.
Pretty much.
Ugh. Well,
I guess if you have a monopoly on the area.
If you have a monopoly on the area, yeah.
Well, Lionel brings up the most important question, I think. Was he cute?
No. Old man. Close to retirement.
Now, the second most important question, was there plumber's crack?
Nope.
Oh, so you got... Well, you got one good one and one bad one. So, yeah, it balances out.
He's just a plumber that can't take out radiators or install top sinks or listen to the client with what they want. But other than that, he does a competent job.
Do I need to have a little talk with him?
Unfortunately, we are too far into the process.
I'm sorry to hear that.
At least I have a working shower. There's that.
Small mercy.
Small mercy. I have a working shower. Other than that,
It's not a great mercy, but it is a small one.
Yeah, small.
Now,
Hi, Cinder Shadow.
let's go on over to the meh week. Why was your week meh?
Well, it's Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yesterday I worked on a 10-hour day. I spent all day today being incredibly angry about everything. Like ranting at people for things that nobody did. Just in my head, ranting. So far it's been a meh week.
So, do I need to get you like a big bucket of chocolate?
No. I think I'm PMSing.
Thus the chocolate.
I take that back. Yes, you absolutely should. Because I think I'm PMSing.
You should ask for Haagen-Dazs. That always does the trick for me.
Oh, Ben & Jerry's is totally my thing.
Or have you tried Halo Top ice cream?
I have not. I tend to go for the Ben & Jerry's that has the cores of like chocolate or caramel in it.
Yeah. Halo Top is kind of similar. Only the entire pint is like 320 calories.
Ooh. Does it actually taste good though?
Yes. And you can eat the entire pint without feeling guilty.
Excellent.
All
I
right.
may have to do that.
Well, while you're feeling up to doing something positive, why don't we start with some science then?
Oh, okay. Science.
Now,
Yay.
I have to really quick. Anti-Hero Broadcast says the best Ben & Jerry's ice cream ever, American Dream. It is the best one. Fight me.
I'm more the Caramel Sutra is mine.
Well,
If I have to go Ben & Jerry's half bakes, half brownie, half cookie dough.
Yum. So, science, huh?
Yes.
How about chickens pecking intruder foxes to death because they're dinosaurs?
Ooh.
Say that again?
Chickens peck intruder fox to death because they are dinosaurs. One fox learned the hard way that it's unwise to mess with a flock of dinosaurs. The young fox, just about 6 months old, probably thought it had struck gold when it snuck into a chicken coop at dusk last week at a farm school in Brittany in northwestern France. But chickens, like all birds, are the descendants of dinosaurs. And this particular coop held 3,000 hens. As soon as the sun set and the light-controlled automatic hatch door closed behind the fox, the birds channeled their inner Tyrannosaurus Rex and attacked the fox.
So what you're saying is that fox got a hot dicking from a lot of cock.
Yep. Excuse me. There was a herd instinct, and they attacked him with their beaks. Pascal Daniel, head of farming at the agricultural school Le Gros Chêne, the Big Oak, told the AFP news agency. It had blows to its neck, blows from beaks. The following day, the school students found the fox's dead body in a corner of the coop. It's no secret among chicken farmers that these birds can be vicious. Chicken flocks have a clear hierarchy, sometimes referred to as the pecking order. Ha! With the biggest, strongest, and most aggressive bird ruling the roost. As the pecking order name implies, these top birds bully their way to the top by intimidating and pecking weaker birds into submission, according to Modern Farmer, a news outlet for food producers and consumers. Birds at the top of the hierarchy get better access to food, water, and dust bathing areas, as well as the best spots in the coop, Modern Farmer reported. But these boss birds also bear a special responsibility. They have to keep a constant lookout for predators and guide the other birds to safety if danger is near. In this case, the chickens didn't flee, but instead banded together to ambush the fox. They can be quite tenacious when they are in a pack, Daniel told the regional newspaper Ouest France, translated from French. Genetics may be the reason, in part, that some chickens lord over their fellow fowl, and in this case, a juvenile fox. According to a 2016 study in the journal Scientific Reports, Chinese scientists found a number of regions on the chicken genome that were associated with aggressive behavior traits. However, chickens usually don't win the battle against larger predators. The last time a fox got inside the hen house, more than a year ago, the encounter didn't go so well for the chickens, Daniel said.
So I guess the real question that we're all asking is, while the chickens were doing their things, what did the fox say?
Oh.
Ouch, help me, save me?
Ah, she didn't get it.
No, I got it. I was just killing it. Have you ever listened to that damn song? It is the weirdest fucking song.
Yes, I've listened to the song.
Okay.
So, yeah, Tom has it right there. Yip, 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 yip. Do we want to go to Florida Man next, or do we want to drop some cringe?
I vote for cringe because that's what the fox was saying. Well, that's what the fox was doing, not saying.
See, I'm with Optimus Prime on this. He says, make dad jokes great again.
Honestly, I love jokes, but...
Just no. Dad jokes are dad jokes for a reason.
Alright, let's do some cringe then.
Alrighty.
So, since we all cringed at the joke, why not cringe at something that deserves it?
We are gonna go to... I'll start with the clueless mom, because I can't get enough of this story. It's just so funny. This mom, she thought she was setting up a relaxation area for her son with the best,
the best money can buy.
Well, this is the best in wishful thinking when you have a teenage son I've ever seen. Because she apparently thinks he needs tissue because of a runny nose and lotion because of lots of dry skin.
Oh, and, yeah, he's got dry skin.
With the remote right there because he just likes watching a lot of Netflix. Uh-huh.
Wow. That is a clueless mother.
Oh, yeah. It's like, oh, yeah. He just has yeah. This is her excuse. He likes to watch internet TV in bed, and he has a chronic runny nose, and he has problems with dry skin and goes through heaps of hand cream because of the air conditioning. That's totally what that teenage boy is using that station for.
Yikes.
A relaxation station.
Yes.
I'm trying to decide why
The mom thought she went to Kmart and she thought she was doing a very, very nice thing for her son.
She add a diffuser, maybe some mood lighting.
No, it was a soap dispenser full of hand cream. a box of tissue, and a tray that held his remote. And she then put a picture of it up on the internet, saying that she made this great relaxation area for her son. Meanwhile, the internet went,
"That is not what that is for.
I think your son is doing something else with that station." But
how weird do you think it was for the kid to walk in and have everything, you know, set up all nice like that, and mom going, "Look, honey, I made you a relaxation station," he's just sitting here going,
yeah, Mom.
Yeah, thanks, Mom. Now get out.
Awkward.
I'm gonna use my to relax. Totally to relax.
Optimus Prime and Cinder Shadow both said that Deer has seen some shit.
Yes, it has. I think that'd be the one thing he goes, "What the hell? Why is there a deer statue there?"
What you don't see is there's a hole in the back of it.
Ugh.
She couldn't afford the real doll. She put all of her money in the relaxation station.
Mommy wants you to relax. Mom, that's not what I used tissue in that for, but okay, thanks. It's totally air conditioning. That's why I go through hand cream. Air conditioning.
Oh god. It's just like one of those movies that, you know, the mom is trying to be cool and hip about it and not try and embarrass the son. It just gets worse and worse and worse.
The mom thinks she's doing cool things and everyone's going, this is getting cringy. Can you stop? Like, now?
Alright. Well, I guess that leaves it up to me now.
You're creepy.
Yes. Alright. Well, let's see here. Well, Ishtar, I believe you just recently had a birthday.
I did recently have a birthday. I'm getting old. I'm getting old and I'm PMSing. I need chocolate, stat.
Yes, you're getting one day closer to death. We understand that. I bet you didn't... What was... I mean, I'm sure people got you some nice things for your birthday.
They did. I got a new book on bread, so I can try new recipes. I got a fondue thingy, which is fun. And I got a new spice rack, which is quite pretty. I got flowers. Always like flowers. Let's see.
Don't forget cookies.
I did get cookies. Cookies are good.
Yeah, and Damn Alien said that Antihero sent you chocolates.
Those wouldn't really call those a gift.
Apparently Zar thinks you need a relaxation station. Those gifts sound
I don't need a relaxation station. I need more batteries.
Oof.
Just get one that plugs in. If it charges via your wall, you don't need batteries.
You know, you could always just get one of the gas-powered ones.
I could, but my favorite toy requires batteries. So.
Well, those gifts all sound well and good.
Mm-hmm.
But
I'm very happy with my gifts.
That's good. But whoever gave you all that needs to step up their game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because, well, these sons have outdone themselves.
Do tell.
Florida man's happy birthday billboard from Sons draws 20,000 plus texts.
Aw. Wait.
From strangers.
From strangers. The billboard says, "Wish my dad happy birthday. Love your sons," and then put his phone number up.
That's well-meaning and touching an idea. You know, so it's a nice concept.
But you'd be mad if your phone number was out there and thousands of people were calling to say happy birthday to you and you had no clue why.
Oh my god. Yeah.
So, apparently Kelly Ripa and Ryan Seacrest tried to call, only to be stopped by a full voicemail box. A sweet phone call to Dad on his birthday? Think again. After two Palm Beach County brothers put up a billboard inviting passers-by to wish him a happy birthday, thousands of phone calls and text messages flooded his phone. Chris and Michael Ferry wanted to give their father, who lives in Linwood, New Jersey, something meaningful for his 62nd birthday. Later that night, as Chris was dealing with a billboard company for work, the idea came to him. What if we put his big head right on the billboard and said, "Wish my dad a happy birthday," with his cell phone number? Chris, 30, who lives in Boynton Beach, told his brother Michael, 28, who lives in Delray Beach, about the $2,000 idea, and Michael thought it was hysterical. At that point, Chris said he and Michael were unsure whether they should use their dad's real phone number. They were a little scared he'd be upset. I know I would be. 20,000 texts is a lot. But they decided to go big or go home. See, they listened to what people around the net have said for years. WWAD. What would Antoine do?
Well, they did pull off something fairly large. And honestly, kind of a nice thought to think that, 20,000 people said happy birthday.
The billboard asks strangers in big block letters to wish my dad a happy birthday, alongside his father's phone number, and wish they did. Around 8 a.m. on March 6th, soon after the sign went up, their dad received his first text message from a man named Nick. "How do you know it's my birthday?" Chris said his dad texted the stranger. "Well, I saw your billboard," the man replied. That's a dad right there. Some random stranger saying happy birthday. Instead of saying thank you and moving on, he's like, "How did you know it was my birthday?" It blew up. His phone started going crazy. Chris said his dad told him about touching conversations he'd had with people whose fathers had died or who had a birthday on their same day. Some saying to him, others sent photos. He was doing the best he could to answer all the texts and takes all the calls as well until it just got completely out of hand. That's a nice guy. Mm-hmm. Chris estimated his father had received more than 20,000 texts and calls since the billboard went up. Even Kelly Ripa and Ryan Seacrest tried to call, only to be stopped by a full voicemail box. And there is a video. So I'm going to play this for the people.
I was going to tell you about that.
I saw this. I want to call him.
I think we should do it.
I want to, yes, let's do it, let's do it.
So this is a family of pranksters, and they put up a billboard saying, "Wish my dad a happy birthday." And then they put a phone number to wish this guy a happy birthday up.
Yeah.
And so people
They put it on the Black Horse Pike. For those of you from New Jersey, it's like when you drive to the Jersey Shore, when you go down the Jersey Shore, down south towards Atlantic City. And
let's
what's
call
his
and
name
wish him
again?
happy birthday.
His name?
It says, "Love your sons, New Jersey to Atlantic City, man, Chris Ferry of Linwood, who's turned 62.
Okay.
How do we hear it?
Okay.
You'll hear. It's on speaker. See how this live moment turns out.
What if he's at work?
No, it's a voicemail thing. Or maybe it's a cell phone.
Ryan.
The mailbox belonging to 56130.
Yeah, it's full.
487.
So clearly it's working. Well, we can't leave a message. It's full, Gelman. That's how it works. So the message.
It's full because people keep wishing.
Ryan Seacrest has not aged well.
No. It's been a couple of years, so yeah, it makes sense. Those kids are lucky they live in different states from their dad.
Well, Ferry Sr. told his son he's received birthday wishes from Germany, Nepal, Canada, Australia, and Israel, just to name a few. The birthday prank stems from when Chris and his brother were younger. He said his father dedicated his social life to taking the two all over the country to play ice hockey. After the games, all the dads would take the boys to restaurants like Applebee's or Chili's. Mm-hmm. We always liked telling the waitress or waiter that it was my father's birthday, he said. They loved seeing the look on his face as the servers came out singing and clapping. Which...
God, I hate that.
So, alright, I'll remember to do that next time. For those who may want to wish Fairy Senior a happy birthday, you won't reach him with the billboard information. Chris said his father finally went to get a new phone number after the craziness that ensued. But still, he doesn't have any regrets. Laughing, he said, "It's something my father will never forget, for sure." That is actually a really great story.
That is.
I think I reached the quota for the happy-go-lucky from last week.
Yes. See,
well done.
This is what we meant by happy. We can laugh at this and go, if anyone else pulled this with us, we'd probably be murdering that friend, going, my phone won't stop. Go, I'm going to get you for this. But that's still happy and kind of cute.
So Ray Stone says, my mom did something like this for her oldest little sister. So, how can the little sister be the oldest sister?
Oldest of the little sisters. So of ranking, it's not the youngest sister, but it's like closer to the middle.
Gotcha.
I am the eldest of 4 girls, so my oldest little sister is the one that's right next to me.
See, Ray said she had 4 sisters. She sent around 100 letters with a birthday card in an envelope for strangers to send to her. The fact that he got calls from overseas and that they were trading stories and singing to him, that is really nice.
It's heartwarming too that some people who lost their dad were talking to him. I mean, that's cute. Again, even if I'd be annoyed if my phone number got out like that if it were me.
Well, yeah, but I mean, he seems in good spirits.
This is true.
So can't complain too much.
True.
That's not a bad, it's not a bad birthday thing going on.
No.
I mean, it could be worse.
It could.
They could have sent hookers.
I imagine their mother would have had words with them.
Well, I mean, yeah, if 20,000 hookers just suddenly showed up.
Fuck yeah.
Great birthday party, though.
Not wrong.
The dad would be going, I don't know if I should enjoy this. Meanwhile, there's a phone call to the sons. What did you do?
Your mother is pissed.
All right, let's go with some science again. Let's turn it around.
All right, let's see. Baby Jesus statue cries tears of blood, and locals think it's a message from God.
They always think it's a message from God.
This is the 4th time the same statue in Acapulco, Mexico, has apparently cried blood this year, and church leaders are working to verify the claims. Why are you giving me a survey? Fuck off. There we go.
There's a video, so do we want to watch the video?
Sure.
That is the creepiest fucking statue of baby Jesus I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No one said every baby Jesus statue is cute.
And it immediately starts with hell children singing.
Kill it with fire!
Aren't you a demon?
No!
Cyber demon?
I don't see it crying blood. I just see blood on it. They have it dressed in PJs. Cyber yeah, see, Zar knows cyber demons are weak against Jesus. Alright, I don't see it actually crying, so...
It is creepy as shit. A statue, which locals say is of the baby Jesus, has appeared to start crying blood, and they believe it is a sign from God. Residents of the rural Mexican village Kilometro 42 in Acapulco
42nd kilometer? That's the name of the village.
Apparently. Say the bizarre incident is a response to the area's rising crime.
No, what the sign is saying get the fuck out of 42nd kilometer.
It is claimed that this is the 4th occasion that the Jesus statue has cried tears of blood in 2019.
See, it's trying so hard. It's tried 4 times and they're just not listening.
According to local media, the first time the ceramic statue, which is kept in a private residence, cried blood was on New Year's Day. Residents believe that the statue is expressing unhappiness at the soaring crime levels in the borough, which has an average of 111 murders for every 100,000 inhabitants, according to the Citizens Council for Public Security and Criminal Justice.
That's a lot of murder.
Creepy fucking doll.
It is.
It's a lot of murder, and this place doesn't even have a real name except for the 42nd kilometer, but she's got an iPhone.
Local resident Soledad Natividad Flores told reporters, "A lot of people have said that this is being done by the devil, while others believe that it is a message from God. The truth is, we are convinced that it cried, even while people were holding it." Residents also claimed they did not want to carry the statue to a church for verification because they were scared of removing it. An unnamed priest in Tambuco said that representatives of the Catholic Church will investigate the claims to make sure that no one is taking advantage of devotees. He also admitted there could be a rational explanation because not everything is a spiritual phenomenon.
Catholic Church has had its fair share of hoaxes, so they kind of take things a little slowly before going, oh my god. They have to go, let's make sure.
Yeah.
Just look. It's
Sinner
telling
Shadow
them.
says that's from the next King novel.
I think I'm pretty sure the message is get out.
Yeah, definitely there was burial that they...
People are dying. People are dying by the hundreds of thousands. Get out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just a
Strong
thought.
possibility, that's what it's saying.
Well, let's go from that cringy fucking statue to some actual cringe.
We'll go to Cosmo.
Oh no. Why do you do this to me, Wren?
You said cringe. Hey, I have one article for later that me and Ish are going to love.
Oh, really?
It involves alcohol. But for now, I do need to cringe you out a bit. And we have a woman who says she cheated on her husband because he wouldn't go down on her.
Well, yeah, I'm not just cheated. Yeah, that's present tense. Cheating.
Cheating. Cheating on husband. Because oral is not an option in his mind.
Well...
The tagline says, I know it's wrong, but it's the best sex of my life.
Yeah.
Read on, Wren, because I'm kind of at a loss at the moment.
We'll start with the beginning, because she paints a lovely picture. I sit and wait for him in our usual corner of the hotel bar, wondering about the orgasms he'll give me tonight. Will there be a long build-up to something super deep and satisfying, or will we get straight to the fast and pulsating release he knows I love? My eyes stay low, intentionally avoiding the heavy diamond on my left finger. When he shows up, he breathes a sweet hello into the back of my neck. If only this happened more often than twice a month. If only he were my husband. Just
You know, I kind of wish, Wren, you would have said that in a more breathy and slow voice.
What?
The first two paragraphs.
Do it again, Wren. Give us all a treat. Don't actually do that because nobody paid for it.
Oh, okay. Sentences will only be said in a breathy, slow way if someone pays.
We're always pimping Antoine out. Let's pimp you out too.
I'm not above being pimped out.
Hello, the rich tree, and hello, Todd Davis.
Hey. So yeah, apparently this woman, she had her husband. She met him in college. They have toddlers. They have 2 children together. But this is her complaint. 5 years later, we have 2 toddlers and terribly vanilla, one-sided sex life. Foreplay, experimentation, throw me against the wall passion. There is none. And the kicker? He's never gone down on me, not once. So, instead of doing what you think a woman might do of, I don't know, talk to the guy, say you want something, I don't know. Communication seems like the first obvious thing.
She does say that she asked him.
Does it say why he doesn't want to go down on her?
He doesn't like it.
That's it?
That's it.
Huh.
And that's... I get it. That's that he's stubborn, something. If you could ask for other things that might make you come. But, no. She downloaded, back when Ashley Madison was still up, she downloaded that. And she connected with, well, who the article's calling Jared. A person who seemed handsome, kind, and adventurous.
She went to Jared.
Oh my god.
Worst name to pick actually for an article these days.
It's good. Puts a new spin on that slogan, doesn't it?
Just a little. That night, I was nervous as hell. Even as a married woman, I was still pretty inexperienced sexually. That's experiment more before you get married. I also felt guilty, of course, wondering if I'd tried everything I could have with my husband. But then I thought of all the compromises I'd offered that he'd rejected, including something involving saran wrap.
Saran wrap.
Dental dam.
Okay.
Thinking that maybe it was something to do with taste or texture or something like that.
How do you know this?
Because I know what a dental dam is.
Oh, okay.
I would never use one with you, Wren.
I'm pretty damn sure the tentacles didn't need it.
True.
Yeah. But yes, now she sees Jared as often as she can and texts daily on a private messaging app. And as to... this lovely paragraphs would caught me. But I know what you're thinking. Why don't I leave my husband? It's simple. We have kids and they're my priority. And my husband is a great father. Maybe it's unrealistic of me to expect him to be all things I need. Maybe it's unrealistic for my husband not to expect me to need more.
Well, maybe it's unrealistic of you to, cheat on your husband. Instead of, figuring out something. Maybe she just needs like a flavored lube. He needs a flavor.
Or maybe figure out, because I get some guys, maybe certain times of the month, obviously certain times of the month, that's a no-go zone. But there are certain guys that needs flavor. Maybe it's texture, maybe it's whatever, that they don't do that. At the same point, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't be happy to know you've outsourced.
Yeah, because it's not just oral sex she's getting. Just like this blurb right here. 4 climaxes later, I was panting on the bed, obsessing not about my marriage, but when we'd go at it again. So it's not just oral sex that she's picking up on. She's getting everything.
Yeah. Hey, racist don't... Yeah, that's probably true. That's not a thing you tell the kids. Like, Daddy? Why is Daddy moving out?
Well, son, Daddy won't go down on me.
10 years later in therapy, I can't get that sentence out of my head.
Antihero says, had an ex, hated going down on her. Why? Because she stank, like bad. Was happy to discover that wasn't the trend with all women.
And that could be true.
Far from it.
It could be her. It could be her hygiene.
Antihero, I think we've all been there.
What if it's really her hygiene and she just never cleaned for the husband, and that's why he never went down there?
Oh my god!
But she cleans for the guy on the side, and that's why he does. And maybe she's never connected the dots.
It's a possibility, but I think she would have to be a moron.
She thinks her husband would be okay with her outsourcing sex with someone else.
I doubt that, considering she hasn't spoken to him about this, I assume.
Probably not.
That'd probably be the point of the private messaging app.
Yeah. I think someone needs to unlock her phone for her husband. I'm sure we can find out if he actually has a problem with it or not.
Yeah. And especially if he unlocks it and gets the evidence, that top priority might be at jeopardy or at stake.
Well, I mean, if he happened to unlock her phone, we might have something like happened in Florida.
Well?
Well, yeah. But, I mean, it wasn't too bad. Florida man arrested after throwing a cookie at his live-in girlfriend.
A cookie?
Yeah, a cookie.
Just a cookie.
Just a cookie.
Didn't beat her. Didn't throw something breakable like glass. A cookie.
Cookie. A scene of violence played out in Zephyr Hills, Florida. In a Zephyr Hills, Florida home late Sunday morning. According to a police report from the Pasco County Sheriff's Office, officers responding to a disturbance call made contact with a woman who told them her boyfriend had hit her in the head with a cookie. A red mark could be seen on the woman's forehead by her hairline, said the report, which added that the victim said she was hit with a hard piece. The arrest affidavit said the alleged suspect, Wade Allen Smith, admitted to throwing the cookie at her without her consent. The type of cookie is unclear. Officers say the two live together and are in an intimate relationship.
Not anymore.
Smith was arrested and charged with domestic battery. The 41-year-old Tampa native was still in custody as of Monday afternoon at the Pasco County Jail. This is the man. This is the face of a man who would throw a cookie.
That is cookie abuse. He should be ashamed of himself.
She called the cops because a cookie was thrown at her.
Yeah.
Of all the horrendous crimes.
I don't know what to say with these.
I don't know either.
You pick up the goddamn cookie and you throw it back.
Or you eat it. I don't know.
Maybe he was being playful. He looks like a fun guy. I mean, he has the spider web on his face. But he looks like he's
I don't stand face tattoos. I really don't.
Yeah, that's like, please don't employ me tattoos.
But, I mean, he looks like he's a fun guy. I mean, right?
Yeah, he's the epitome of cheerfulness. But you know what? I don't think that the guy who's being cheated on by the gal who wants him to go down on her, I don't think he's going to throw a cookie. But I do have a suggestion as an alternative reason as to why he won't go down on her.
Why?
Maybe she's turning into her mother. You know? According to the Mirror, women start turning into their mothers when they hit 33.
Don't steal my segues, you bitch.
We have segues now.
I stole his segue.
We're all professional and shit.
A new study has revealed that women begin morphing into their mums when they reach their 30s. For many women, the idea of turning into their mother isn't appealing and is something they want to avoid at all costs. Not me. My mom is fucking amazing. I would love to be my mom. However, new research suggests that it might actually be inevitable. A study has claimed that when women hit the grand age of 33, they officially begin turning into their mum, picking up her habits, tastes, and attitudes, all of which you probably thought you'd never have. This is especially the case if a woman has recently had their first child, with the average age for women giving birth in the UK being 30.05 years. The research was conducted by Harley Street surgeon Dr. Julian De Silva, who spoke to 2,000 men and women as part of the study. He concluded that more than half of the women found themselves acting more like their mothers in their early 30s, as opposed to rebelling as they had in their younger years. This behavior included adopting the same sayings, participating in the same hobbies, and even watching the same television show as their moms.
Wait, you're saying that at a certain age, people grow up and stop being tremendous assholes?
That is correct.
Mm-hmm.
Shocking. Absolutely shocking.
Men were also found to begin morphing into their fathers at a similar age at around 34, with them starting to like the same music as their dads and taking up matching political viewpoints. And as well as acting like our parents, many of us also feel like we look more like them as we age. Dr. De Silva explained, "We all turn into our parents at some points in our lives. That is something to be celebrated. Becoming parents is the main trigger, and lifestyle factors are also important." He added, "It is an inevitable aging, bless you, but a process lots of people want to put off for as long as possible. It's one of the reasons why the average age of first-time cosmetic surgery is coming down for both the sexes, too."
The minion has a bit of a cold.
We heard.
Bless you to the minion.
You know, I heard that vigorous, sweaty, rough, passionate lovemaking helps get rid of a cold really fast.
Yes, but you're also likely to share it.
Well, that's also how you get rid of a cold. You give it to someone else.
I have 3 little contaminants in the house. I know all about sharing.
Sharing is caring.
No, it's not. Cold and flu season sharing is not caring.
It is far from caring.
They care. The viruses care. They get to spread.
The virus is caring. The small children who will sneeze in your face care. But, no.
Have you ever had one of your little munchkins cough in your mouth?
Yes.
Mitzi, I'm not using my face cam because I look like a hot mess tonight.
As it's been over, a hot mess is still hot.
Wren, I'm already going home with you, baby. You know, you don't need to lay it on any further.
All right, that wasn't cringy at all. Let's move on to some actual cringe then.
All right, we have a woman with impeccable timing, and by impeccable I mean she decided to send out wedding invites. Just one problem: she hasn't been proposed to yet.
Am I reading that headline correctly?
You're reading it correctly.
Woman sends wedding invites before boyfriend proposes after taking online quiz.
Correct.
Wow.
What?
I have to admit, she has some cojones.
Yes, yes, she does. She baffled her friends by sending out wedding invitations before the guy got a chance to, get on a knee, buy a ring.
Even consider whether he wanted to marry this crazy bitch?
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm shaking my magic 8-ball. Give me just a second. Nope, all signs point to no. He is not going to ask.
She decided she took a crack at planning after taking a quiz on Facebook. And the quiz told her she'd be getting married this year.
Yes, because Facebook is the perfect place to get all of your information from.
Yeah. So she started planning the wedding. The woman has been with her boyfriend for a number of years, and one little problem with sending out the invites, she didn't tell the boyfriend. So he was left a little confused.
Oops.
Just a smidge.
Why is my mother saying congratulations and that you're going to be the best daughter ever? I haven't asked anything. What are they talking about? Oh, look, you're suddenly single.
Yeah.
Someone changed his status.
This is a quote from the friend. She messaged me on Instagram to RSVP on Zola, which is when I realized she was planning her wedding. So she's messaging friends on Instagram going, save the date, even though he hasn't proposed yet.
Maybe her head game is just that good. Like, she knows ahead of time. She's just gonna suck the proposal out of him.
It's like, I know you're gonna propose, so I'm just gonna start planning the wedding now.
Todd Davis says, oh, that does make a difference. She's tired of waiting. I was gonna say sounds desperate, but she's just anxious.
Yeah.
There's anxious, and then there's predicting the future.
Yeah,
maybe she's a psychic in her spare time. We don't know.
I don't know. Even friends know the boyfriend hasn't proposed yet. And they're kind of just, probably staring at it going, how do we react to this?
Well,
he hasn't proposed. But she's planning the wedding. I mean, someone else pointed out that some people may plan their weddings out ahead of time, but that's usually like a group, like a couple's effort. Like, okay, you guys want to get married in the future, so you talk about it, then later down the road get engaged. But that still involves the guy.
Yeah, he still has to propose. He still has to want to do this.
Yeah, but
still has to not be terrified that she's going to cut off vital parts of his body if she doesn't get a proposal. I mean, small details like that.
Well, I mean, shit, if she's already planning the wedding, if he doesn't ask, he may end up missing certain parts of his anatomy.
Like I said, he has to be worried that she's not going to cut off those bits and pieces.
Well, I mean, you got to put a ring on it sometime, right?
I think he has to be more afraid that strikes me as a type, like I said, if a couple starts like planning their dream wedding or talking about it long before they're engaged, that's okay because that's just kind of banter back and forth, but the guy's still involved.
Yeah.
But if the guy hears she's planning a wedding, I'm not engaged to her yet, it kind of almost sounds like it doesn't matter who the groom is. She wants the wedding.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
Yeah.
And that's when you have to be a little afraid.
Damn Alien says maybe... I'm assuming that he is the boyfriend. Maybe the boyfriend should just RSVP no.
I'm not coming. But you'd be the groom. Yeah, find another stand-in.
I mean, I can understand, getting older, you get afraid of wanting to do certain things. So you think your biological clock is ticking and everything like that. So you start to experiment, right? You start doing things you maybe wouldn't normally do.
Damn Alien says that the boyfriend should just RSVP no.
I said that already.
Oh, did you?
Stop playing Minecraft!
I'm not playing Minecraft. You can come out and see for yourself.
There's a risk he might be too distracted to come back.
So instead
No, I'm fully clothed. Antoine doesn't get that distracted.
So...
I mean, you're not in the shower, so...
Yeah.
What would be one thing, ladies, that you would want to do, even in the chat, what would be one thing you'd like to do before you're 91 years old?
I don't know. Maybe travel?
Like one... Okay, where would you like to go? What? Name a...
Scuba dive.
Scuba dive. All right.
Shipwreck scuba diving.
I'd want to go to Amsterdam.
All right. We'll read the ones from the chat. I bet you didn't think, before you hit 91, you'd go skydiving.
Nope.
Skydiving at 90 years old? This Florida man? Absolutely.
Wait, they have an article about my grandfather?
They actually have a video, I believe, of it. It's just it's more for the video. So
nope, that's not my grandfather, just old like him.
A Treasure Coast man turned 90 on Sunday and celebrated in epic fashion. Jack Grimmer, a U.S. Air Force veteran, was ready to roll at the opening of the plane. He rocked a Philadelphia Eagles jersey before crossing his arms over his chest, saying a sky-high goodbye and taking the plunge. There is a video.
Are we watching the video?
We are watching the video.
All right.
Taking the plunge.
Watching the video.
Good for the old man for jumping out of a plane, but why would someone want to jump out of a plane?
It's a perfectly good plane.
Yeah. Stay in the plane.
It's my 90th birthday. Oh, happy birthday, man. And my birthday also. All right. Have a great time. Thank you. Anything else you want to say before we go? I want to say hello rather than goodbye.
This man is braver than I.
Yeah.
Ray!
Well, that would be one way to go if you're old.
Look at this skin!
Ew.
great. Nice job, Jack. Thank you. Good job. Happy birthday. Thank you. Very nice. Oh, there are clouds below us. We've made it. Oh, fantastic. You had a good time, right? Very good time. Probably I'll never do it again. There you go. I'll be too old. You did excellent.
God, Davis falls asleep, come flying out.
He wouldn't do it again because he'd be too old. Motherfucker, you're 90. I thought that was just pretty awesome. So I mean, man has some balls.
Yeah. And I guess if anything happens and you're that old and skydiving, at least it's one epic story for your funeral.
So Todd Davis, before he turns 91, says he wants a three-way with 2 women. I hope by 91 it still works. Damn Alien says he wants to be able to turn 92. Ray Stone says, I turned 91 in 2072, and hopefully they will have the cure for old age 40 years before that, so I can be travelling to Wolf 359 by then.
Cinder Shadow goes, you only live once, then splat.
Ray Stone says, question, why don't the blind skydive? It scares the dog.
Oh. No, Ray Stone's worst one. At his age, his nutsack could be a secondary backup for the parachute.
I was gonna say something about that, but you beat me to it. Kind of like the old man's nuts onto his instructor's ass.
Yuck.
Hey, everything sags one day.
In his case, his balls hit the ground, 10 minutes before he did. Alright, Ishtar, let's go for some science.
Oh, let's see. Since we were just talking about... Well, both my articles involve something old. Space or pig? Why 103, Antihero?
Yeah, 103?
Yeah, why specifically 103? Oh, and his smiling face is the last thing you see.
Anti-hero, is there something you want to confess to us?
Oh, he's got a crush on Antoine, just like everybody.
Oh, don't
So,
get him
space
started.
or pig bones?
No, I don't care.
Wren?
Pig bones.
We have pig bones.
Okay. Oh, that explains it. Study of pig bones shows Stonehenge feasters came from far and wide. Archaeologists have found people traveled from Scotland, Wales, and North England to take part in feasts at Stonehenge. Archaeologists have uncovered evidence of early, large-scale celebrations, with people traveling hundreds of miles for feasting rituals, which, given a time where there is no mass transit, no cars, no planes, no trains...
No automobiles.
No Twitter.
That's a feat that they traveled hundreds of miles.
Yes, that's what they used.
Shut up. 4 sites close to Stonehenge and Avebury.
I smell ozone because I think it took her a bit to get that one.
Fuck off. 4 sites close to Stonehenge and Avebury, including Durrington Wells, Marden, Mount Pleasant, and West Kennet Palisade enclosures, hosted feasts which drew people and animals from all over the country. A study examining the bones of 131 pigs from 4 late Neolithic complexes showed that the animals came from as far away as Scotland and the northeast of England and West Wales. Excuse me. As well as other sites in Britain. Researchers believe that those attending the feast may have wanted to contribute animals raised locally at their homes. Before the study, the origins of the people who took part in the rituals and the extent of the journeys people would take have been a mystery. Study lead Dr. Richard Madgwick from the University of Cardiff says this study demonstrates a scale of movement and level of social complexity not previously appreciated. These gatherings could be seen as the first united cultural events of our island, with people from all corners of Britain descending on the areas around Stonehenge to feast on food that had been specially reared and transported from their homes. The huge Neolithic henge complexes in southern Britain were the focal point for gatherings in the 3rd millennium BC. Pigs were the main animal used for food, and analyzing them provides the best indication of where people who feasted at the sites had come from originally. Researchers used isotope analysis and identifying chemical signals from the food and water the pigs consumed to determine the geographical areas where the pigs were raised. It's provided the most detailed picture of the degree of mobility across Britain at the time of Stonehenge. Dr. Madgwick added, arguably the most startling finding is the efforts that participants invested in contributing pigs that they themselves had raised. Procuring them in vicinity of feasting sites would have been relatively easy. Pigs are not nearly as well suited to movement over distance as cattle, and transporting them, either slaughtered or on the hoof, over hundreds or even tens of kilometers would have required a monumental effort. This suggests that prescribed contributions were required and that rules dictated that offered pigs must be raised by the feasting participants, accompanying them on their journey rather than being acquired locally. The study, multi-isotope analysis, reveals that feasts in Stonehenge environs and across Wessex drew people and animals from throughout Britain. Riveting title.
Yeah, they needed to... They could have come up with something shorter than that.
Yep. The study is published in the journal Science Advances.
I mean, come on. It could have been, Stonehenge, pig in the city.
Right?
Very simple, very catchy. It's the 3rd Babe movie. Oh,
Except Babe ends up being dinner.
Yes.
Alright. So that means we move on to cringe, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cringe us, Wren.
I'm debating because Ben C sent me something.
Uh-oh.
Is it the thing from Twitter?
Oh, it's 2 articles he sent me on DMs. I'm debating if that's better than the snake one. I think, you know what this one is. I'm sending you the link. It's right in the side chat.
I can't wait.
Yay.
It's stepping a little into Florida, but
Oh.
I have to.
Yeah, this is cringe. This is cringe of the highest order.
Thank you, Ben. This one's titled...
Hold on.
Go,
Bring it up because I want the chat to be able to see this.
I'll wait.
Do you want me to read it?
Oh, yes. You read it.
He's not my grandpa. He's my husband. Couple with 32-year age gap do not care what people think.
Well, you know what the benefit of an older man is.
He dies sooner.
I was more going to say that he knows what he's doing.
Not when he looks like your grandfather.
He's had lots of practice.
With his hand.
Yeah, here's the thing. A recently wedded couple uncovered that their 32-year age gap isn't an issue, in spite of the fact he is regularly confused with being her grandpa. That's just what you want on date night. People think you're taking your grandfather out, and reality is you're going out with your husband. Tom, who is 70, and Stacy Crutchfield, who is 38, from Homestead, Florida, have been together right around 4 years now and have never been happier. The love-struck couple became more acquainted with one another when Stacy started working at Tom's reptile ranch, where the pair currently live and work together. In any case, notwithstanding being cheerfully married, they still experience a considerable amount of judgment when out in broad daylight. I imagine so.
Well, I mean, when his skin looks like tanned leather.
Yeah. We had a lady come up to us once and started hitting on Tom. She said, you have such a beautiful granddaughter. People mistake Tom for my dad quite a bit, but I have just learned not to care what other people think. I'm not going to let them ruin the love of my life and being happy.
You do you, boo. You do you. These are horrible pictures.
They are. Tom added, it's the best thing that ever happened to me in a long time. Yeah, you're 70 and scored someone 32 years younger than you. Of course you're super happy.
In other news, Vicodin sales just went up.
No kidding. We know we won't have as much time as others would have together, but we'll make the best of whatever time we have. There is only one way to live, and that's one day at a time. I'm not afraid of dying. I'm afraid of not living enough while I'm alive. Good for you for being...
These two pictures of them by themselves, they've been stretched. So they look squat and heavy. But this last picture, I don't know if it's the last picture, but the one where she's holding his giant lizard. Demonetized. It's actually a giant lizard. Not his giant lizard, but they look normal. As normal as a grandfather and a granddaughter can look.
Yeah. I gotta imagine their wedding, though, that must have been uncomfortable with the in-laws.
Not really. He doesn't have any.
No, I meant for him with hers.
Oh.
Given he's probably got to be either the same age as her father or the same age as her grandpa.
Yeah.
That could not have been comfortable. Unless she has no family.
He looks like a Shar-Pei.
That's what happens when you're in the sun a lot. And don't you know what sunscreen is?
See, now he's handling her. She's handling his snake.
Yes.
Tom says you sound very judgy about this couple.
I'm not judgy. It's just...
Oh, I'm totally judgy. I am judging all the things right now.
All of the things?
Everything.
It's not... Like, age gaps are fine within reason. I have a 6-year age gap with the Minion. The Minion is actually 6 years older than me. That's not a huge age gap, so it's not that big a deal.
32 years?
I think 32 years is a bit far. When your age gap means that you were old enough to be her father when she was born, maybe she's a bit too young for you.
Just a smidge?
Like, I'll give up to like a 12-year age gap.
What do they even have in common?
You would own liquor. That means that man could own liquor more aged than his wife.
He could pour it on her and lick it off and... I am totally judging. Sorry, yeah. I can't.
There's nothing wrong with...
So much judginess. All the judging.
Yeah, I'm not judgy if it's like... I'll say 15 years or younger for age gap. 15 years, you could still have enough in common. And okay, fine. Again.
Okay, so far we've seen a 90-year-old skydive, and now a 70-year-old is married to a 32-year-old woman. It's not necessarily saying that old people can't do things. You know, we're just saying that, you know...
Maybe they shouldn't in certain cases.
And you'd be right, especially in this case. Florida man ripped off Home Depot, sometimes without taking items from the store, cops say.
stealing is bad. I think we could all agree stealing bad.
Huh?
Look at that. Look at that gorgeous silver mane of hair he has. He takes care of that hair.
Yeah.
He definitely he invested in some conditioner.
He's from Florida, so usually it's supposed to be all poofy. A Lakeland man who demonstrated ingenuity in stealing from Home Depot got busted by his brazenness in ripping off Walmart, the Polk County Sheriff's Office said. How is it that Walmart is the one that's considered the higher class store to rob from?
When you're in redneck territory, Walmart is fancy.
The big box bandit suspect is James Gardner, 57. Gardner was arrested Friday on 2 counts of grand theft between $300 and $5,000. He posted $2,000 bond on Saturday. PCSO investigators said they found Gardner hit a Lakeland Home Depot on Florida Avenue South several times between February 5th and February 13th. He'd go in without anything, take stuff off the shelf, then head for the return desk. Either staff there would accept the return and give Gardner a store credit on a gift card, or wouldn't accept the return. In that case, Gardner would walk out with the item. Many Home Depot return stations are near the store's entrance, which isn't as closely watched as the exit beyond the checkout lines. We are not giving directions on how to do this.
We do not endorse or condone this behavior.
We do not.
But you have to admit that's kind of par for the course.
That is kind of a smart thieving plan on this Florida man's part. Not that it's good, stealing bad, but in theory, he found a way to stealing without taking anything from the store.
Well, the gift cards. So they they return the item and they hand him the gift card. He didn't take anything from the store and he walked away with money. When detectives got to Gardner's house, they say, they found Home Depot gift cards and tools among the loot they valued at $3,000. But they got onto Gardner's trail after his Thursday assault on Walmart in Mulberry that lacked stealth. Surveillance video showed Gardner loading up his shopping cart with 2 televisions, a safe, a backpack, toys, and other miscellaneous items, then marched out of the store. Gardner certainly wasn't either Ralph Ellison or Claude Rains' version of the Invisible Man, so a Walmart employee followed him outside and noted Gardner's red Ford truck and license plate. That's how investigators wound up at Gardner's home on Friday. And that's it.
Well, his spree couldn't last forever.
Todd Davis is right, says that gal on Ocean's 8 teaches people how to do it too, because she did the exact same thing. She took a bunch of items, went to the return counter, they wouldn't return it, so she walked out with it. Tom Leach says wrong. This is the wrong way to do this. The correct way is to find a receipt in the parking lot, go inside and pick up the item on the receipt and then return it.
Tom, I have questions.
I think that's from personal experience.
He seems a little too experienced in this.
That seems a little too detailed for the correct way of doing it. Do you have something you want to confess?
Is this how you pay your bills, Tom?
Because if so,
can we talk later? Wren and I are a little short on money.
So we're gonna before we go to the other stories, I have another old age thing. If you had a chance to be rescued by something, what would it be? Anything.
Could it be a very shirtless, muscular guy?
Jason
Sure.
Momoa?
Ooh. Yes.
So basically, you both want to be rescued by Aquaman.
Or, someone equally cut and delicious and lickable. I'm not picky.
Preferably with a box of Girl Scout cookies we could eat off his body.
Maybe some really good alcohol right alongside it.
Yeah.
You two are.
I mean, we're gonna need something to drink after we have the cookies.
You two are thirsty bitches.
Ooh, no. Girl Scout cookies and rum chata.
Oh, I'm so down with that. And of course we are. I mean, Wren's a mom of 3. She doesn't know what sex is anymore.
Yeah. Why do you think I read romance novels? It's not for the plot.
And I need more batteries. I mean, come on. I'm sorry, did you have a point for your question?
Yes. I'm sure you didn't expect to be saved by hot sauce.
What?
No.
Hot sauce saves Florida man after car crashes into a Taco Bell. I'm not sure, but can anyone... do we know if Adolf lives in Florida? Does anybody know?
I don't think so. How did hot sauce save a man?
I am glad you asked, Wren. We're about to find out. Winter Haven, Florida. A Florida man is lucky to be alive, and he has his love of hot sauce to thank. Just seconds after the man eating inside a Winter Haven Taco Bell got up to get some hot sauce Sunday, an SUV came careening through the restaurant. Had the unidentified man not gotten up to grab the spicy sauce, he would have been run over by the vehicle as his seat was in its direct path. The Orlando Sentinel reports a 77-year-old man thought his SUV was in reverse when he was attempting to back out of the parking space. Instead, he drove 10 feet inside the restaurant. No one was injured in the accident, but the restaurant suffered significant damage.
How do you not know your car's not in reverse?
He was 77.
Okay, that explains it. So old enough that the driver's license should have been taken away by this point.
Did Tom figure something out about you, Wren?
Hey, that's a mommy trademark secret.
You don't get to know that unless you're a mother.
No,
Or a
no, you
gay
don't.
father.
Yeah,
or a gay
okay.
father.
Those are the only 2 groups that could know that secret about what we really do with romance novels.
I've only heard whispers of it, and with promises that if I ever have a child, the full secrets will be unveiled to me.
You don't necessarily have to have a child. It's one of those things of you get to a certain point and you know someone, they can induct you in the club.
All right.
Maybe we'll talk later, Wren.
Yes.
Well, let's get to some science then, so you two can have your talk.
I have my last science article. A strange sleeping magnetar just woke up after a decade of science. Magnetar is my upgraded form, by the way.
I was just going to ask that.
Yes. There's a special stone that's required. I don't have one yet, so...
I will keep an eye out for it, I promise.
Please do. A particularly odd spinning star has woken up, and it's spitting bright flashes of radio waves at us again. The stellar spinner is a magnetar, which is a type of neutron star, a Manhattan-sized remnant of a larger star, and the densest type of object besides black holes that we've detected anywhere in the universe. This particular magnetar is called XTE J1810-197.
You need to get a cooler name for your upgrade.
I do.
Your evolved form is very boring.
It is. It sounds like a phone number. It's one of only 23 magnetars. See, I'm rare. And just one of 4 radio magnetars ever discovered. And it first turned up in 2004. Then, in late 2008, it went dormant and no longer emitted radio waves. On December 8, 2018, it woke up again, and it's a bit changed. The researchers who spotted its awakening reported their finding in a paper uploaded March 6 to the preprint server ARXIV, A-R-X-I-V. Astronomers have long believed that such magnetars carry magnetic fields more than a million times more intense than typical neutron stars, and more than a quadrillion times more powerful than Earth's own. Those magnetic fields seem to be the source of intense flashes of electromagnetic energy we can detect from Earth as the magnetar spins. Other neutron stars also emit regular flashes of energy, which gives them their second name, pulsars. Even so, scientists don't know why XTE J1810-197's radio emissions went to sleep, or why they woke up. Magnetars are among the rarest and least well understood objects in humanity's stellar catalog. But in the 2 months since its reappearance, it's behaved significantly differently than it did between 2004 and 2008. When XTE last flashed across human telescopes, it acted erratically, wildly shifting its pulse profile over relatively short time periods. Now its behavior is more stable, the astronomers reported. At the same time, the torque spinning the star has seemed to increase significantly, a trait the researchers said is common to pulsars after their dormant periods. One remarkable aspect of XTE's reappearance is that astronomers might have missed it. From the perspective of Earth, the magnetar is the same part of the sky as the sun is right now, so the soft pulses announcing its reawakening were too soft to trip any general-purpose detectors watching the sky at that time. Against the sun's bright electromagnetic blast, XTE was barely a blip. But a team of astronomers led by Lena Levin of the University of Manchester in the United Kingdom had tasked a radio telescope with periodically observing the pulsar ever since it went silent. And more than a decade later, that close scrutiny has paid off. Levin and her team noticed what others had missed. The researchers also reported oscillations in the radio signal that might be the result of waves rushing across the surface of the distant magnetar.
So, how do you feel about the sun stealing your thunder?
I'm on a show with you. I'm used to this bullshit. And as for it going dormant, I'm not going to say it was aliens, but it was aliens.
Hey.
It's always aliens.
What if it just needed a nap? It took a nap.
I need a nap.
It took a nap. It took a nap and it woke up and felt better.
That's a thought.
Todd Davis says, how is it a mass and even close to being considered a black hole? Pseudo-standard model BS. That's a good
Ray
point.
Stone, we should slap you.
Yes.
Ray Stone says, at Help for the Guildless, if it sounds like a phone number, we must call it Jenny.
Antihero says, I'm currently only a Zakoof, but if I beat the shit out of enough other people, I'll evolve into a Zakrul.
If he gets really lucky and eats enough pizza, he'll, what was it called? Sacrifice?
Yes.
Antihero? That's what he'll evolve into.
A sacrifice, okay.
A sacrifice.
Alright, Wren, what do you have left for us?
I have the 5 health benefits of red wine. In case you need another excuse.
It's like needing another excuse for chocolate.
Yeah.
I have a very important question.
Uh-huh.
Why is another, which is a single word, have an and then other in parentheses?
Because it can be read as in case you need an excuse,
Or
but they're
other.
making a joke about making it another excuse.
They're retarded.
It's Cosmo. It's just not Cosmo cringe. It's just Cosmo. We need reasons to why we drink.
Alright, well, let us know why we need to drink more. And then I do have one more thing to read after that, and it's going to be a doozy.
One, and it could prevent cavities.
What?
In a 2014 study published in the Journal of Agricultural and Food Chemistry, researchers found that red wine, even the non-alcoholic kind, killed more cavity-causing bacteria than water spiked with alcohol.
How? Non-alcoholic wine? There's non-alcoholic wine.
It's called grape juice.
That's what I thought. Grape juice usually causes cavities.
Apparently you ferment it and it magically kills. It's good for you. 2, it might keep your allergies in check.
Oh.
It sounds weird, but it could be legit. In a recent review of nearly 80 studies published in the Journal of Diseases, researchers suggest flavonoids, the antioxidant found in red wine, could reduce allergies and asthma symptoms.
Okay.
So red wine could help your asthma. 3, it could delay the onset of Alzheimer's and Parkinson's.
Okay.
It was found to researchers added wine-derived human gut metabolites, or the substance formed in your body after your body digests wine, and has found that basically it helps keep the cells from dying. So
if you have Alzheimer's or Parkinson's, just become a lush.
Pretty much. It could reduce your risk of depression. If you have
drunk,
2 to
you're not depressed.
Yeah, if you have between 2 and 7 5-ounce glasses a week, you might actually decrease your chances of developing depression. And it can also keep your blood sugar in check if you have type 2 diabetes.
See, now they're just making shit up.
Well, 5 ounces of red wine with dinner every night for 2 years, and apparently
It's a party.
It helped. So liquor could help you cure diabetes. See?
Science was a mistake.
Now, if only they could do that with, like, rum chata and prove rum chata cures all diseases. That'd be awesome.
That would be the best thing ever.
So what I'm about to tell you is a real thing.
Alright. Are you guys ready for it?
Yes.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
This is possibly one of the stupidest things I've ever heard.
We're listening. We are fascinated and eager.
Georgia bill would require men to report every release of sperm to officers.
What?
Huh?
Yeah. Georgia bill would require men to report every release of sperm to officers. The bill was sponsored by 5 female Democratic representatives.
Why?
Well, that's what we're going to find out. A 2-lined proposed bill would require men to report certain events of a sexual nature to law enforcement. HB 604 would amend Chapter 1 of Title 35 of the Official Code of Georgia so that any male 55 years of age or older shall immediately report to the county sheriff or local law enforcement agency when such a male releases sperm from his testicles. The bill was sponsored by 5 female Democratic representatives, including Representative Darshun Kendrick, the Democratic representative from Lithonia. That's not a real town. Kendrick made waves online after she tweeted she intended to introduce a testicular Bill of Rights that would seek to regulate male sex organs. It was in response to the House's passage of HB 481, dubbed the Heartbeat Abortion Bill, that would ban abortions after the fetal heartbeat is detected, usually around 6 weeks. Kendrick told Rolling Stone she's aware that her measure has little chance of passing. It's already past the deadline for submitting new legislation. But she said it's meant to call attention to the absurd double standard women are being held to. Before I continue, I want to point something out. A baby is not a sperm cell. Everyone understands that, right?
Yes, there's a drastic difference.
Yes, there's a tremendous difference. Even at 6 weeks, sperm do not have heartbeats.
No, they just turn crusty and gross.
They also die after 24 hours.
That too.
there's no double standard. This bitch is insane.
But my rights.
According to the House website, HB 604 was introduced by Representatives Park Cannon, Democrat from Atlanta, Ronita Shannon, Democrat from Decatur, Donna McLeod from Lawrenceville, Sandra Scott from Rex, and Kendrick on March 11th. It does not appear to have been assigned to a House committee at this time. 11 Alive has reached out to the representatives for further comment on the bill and whether this measure is related to the Testicular Bill of Rights. This is stupid. This is so fucking stupid. So do you want men being charged every time they ejaculate?
No.
It's
sure?
an utterly ridiculous idea. It's completely unenforceable, and they're basically just trying to... They're using... It's a publicity stunt.
Yeah.
Basically.
It's to point out the double standard.
It's not a double standard.
It's a false equivalence.
Yeah. Those are...
It's a sperm, not a baby.
Yeah.
For a baby, for now, you need two parts. You need a sperm and an egg. If you've only got one half, it ain't a baby.
Yeah. Last I checked, a guy can't jack off into a sock and magically have a baby appear. That there kind of needs to be more of a process. So
yeah, as far as I remember. Never used a sock, though.
But you got my point. One issue, not getting into it, but for the abortion talk, that's a serious issue that has some medical and legal implications, which are kind of tricky. How much say does a father have for father's rights? Things like that. There's lots of very tricky, sticky situations with that. A guy jacking off. That's nowhere near the same.
Cinder Shadow brings up a good point. What's the fine? Now, and that's another. It brings up another question: is it per spermatozoa, or is it just because of the one time? So is it like is the fine per each individual sperm?
Tom, you are horrible. But yeah, I don't know. One is a very complex legal issue and moral/health, whatever you want to involve in it. The other is something that happens 5 million times a day and doesn't harm anyone. So it's just a stupid publicity stunt which proves nothing.
No, we need sperm rights now. That's what we need. My body, my choice.
Mm-hmm.
Your choice is to expel them from your body, which means you no longer have rights over them.
Also, if
they're still part of me.
If sperm's rights were a thing, they die when they get swallowed, which means oral would have to go away.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they also die inside the woman.
Which means sex would have to go away.
Yeah.
This is horrible.
Yeah, you want to continue with that whole line of thought there?
No, this is bad. This is bad. Just bad. Look, I understand what they're trying to do, and here's why I think they're literally going to try and push it through.
Mm.
They're not dropping it.
It's because they think they're going to make a point. They're lucky they didn't make it 16 plus because the poor police couldn't get work done.
That's what Todd says. 12 billion phone calls.
Yeah. 16-year-old calling. I did it again. The police was just stop calling. Just stop.
The police are going to look at this and go, we're not enforcing it.
No, they're not, because they're going to go, we could enforce your rule or catch someone who's actually doing a crime. You know what? We're going to go catch the person doing a crime.
It's so stupid.
It's getting worse. It really is. People are they're using shock jock tactics to try and catch someone's attention and make a point. There's a reason why shock jocks are entertaining. There's a reason why Caffeinated or Die is entertaining. Because Zach is a shock jock. He says the most outlandish things. Matt joins in. Sparky is the straight man in that. He doesn't know what to do with what's being said. This is ridiculous.
Do they confuse poor Sparkles?
Yes. So it's shock jock tactics do not make points. They're entertaining. This isn't going to work. This isn't going to do anything except make the 5 Democratic females look stupid.
And it's going to make their constituents look at them and go, why did we put you in the office again?
Well, especially if they get it through. If they get it through,
they're going to lose.
They're going to lose because, one, if this became a law, Reddit would get a hold of it in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And there'd be a million different phone calls to different police departments calling in things just to be trolls, because they would not pass up that opportunity. Which then leads police departments to complain because their phone lines are getting clogged. Which then leads everyone to look at these women, like Ish said, and go, you morons just created a problem that we now have to solve because it's going to have to get fixed. Which then means they don't get taken seriously ever again.
Cinder Shadow says, man, does this give a new type of meaning to mass shooter?
Oh.
Ba-dum-bump! Tom Leach says, guys, I did the math, and it turns out it's around 8.75 million per day. Don't ask me to show my work. And Antihero says this is that this bill is shit tier shock jock tactics.
Yeah. Even a shock jock would think this was stupid.
They're probably going to laugh their asses off.
Raystone says people could get swatted for flogging the dolphin. It would be a wank crank call.
I'm telling you, they're setting themselves up to be the laughingstock, and they don't realize it.
No, because they think they have the moral high ground, and that's always what's funny. But it is about that time, ladies.
Yes, it is.
Really?
It is. Let's see, we had 70-year-olds married to 32-year-olds. A mom who decided to make an X-rated relaxation station for her son. We had the sperm bill. That's all I'm going to call it. I mean, we found out what Ishtar's evolution form is. And she doesn't like the sun stealing her thunder.
It's very greedy.
And we found out that people in the ancient times brought pigs from all over the country to eat them and to slaughter them and eat them at Stonehenge.
Oh, and don't forget Cosmo endorsing cheating.
Yes, and Cosmo endorsing cheating. What else is new? So I guess the one thing we can learn from all of this is go skydiving when you're 90. Make sure to wash your crack so you get your significant other to go down on you. And you should live a good, happy life. Also, stop masturbating. It's going to be illegal soon. And with that, this has been MSNBC. My name is Antoine the Great, and I've been joined by my gorgeous co-hosts, Wren from Renelations and Shitlords Anonymous.
Night, guys.
As well as Ishtar from her own Twitch channel, and where she plays Sarah right here on Help for the Guildless on Army of Snarkness every Thursday.
Good night, guys.
I hope you enjoyed the show, and I hope you join us next time. As I said, this is MSNBC. All of the news, none of the pants. Have a good night, everyone.